So here we have a new 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser. Now this one's an iForce Max, so we do get a 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid engine mated with an 8-speed automatic transmission. This color is ice cap, and then we have the black fabric trimmed interior. So really like the design as we come around to the front end here. We do get our LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights, and the lights do not flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But nice front fascia here. These have really grown on me ever since they first came out. Really liking the design. Now down here we do get 18-inch alloy wheels, and these are a $2,000 option, these BF Goodrich tires. So meant to be more rugged, more capable. Like those, they really look good, honestly. We get passive keyless entry on the front, and then we have our one-touch up and down windows on all 4 doors. Rear window lock is here, power door lock controls, power mirror controls, and then we do have our power folding side mirrors. And we have Safety Sense 3.0, so we get the blind spot monitors there. And then over here, auto high beams, gas cap, etc., trailer brake controller. And we do get a manual tilt as well as telescoping steering wheel. This one does have the all-weather floor mats, which is nice. And then the illuminated foot plates there. But here is our driver's seat. And this one's going to be 6-way manual. But I want to give a big thanks to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this Land Cruiser today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But interesting setup here. The seat, see if I can adjust this. Once I'm able to lean back, that's pretty nice, but decent sized space back here, I think, for someone 6'3". That seat adjusted, again, my size, longer legs, not terrible. I do like we get the seat back pockets on both sides, and I love the rear AC controls here, how we can adjust all that. Get a 12 volt and then 2 USB-C charge ports there. There's a look at the front from back here. And a pretty basic interior with the fabric, but I mean, a lot of people in this segment, this is what they like. Just makes it have that more rugged feel, in my opinion. But let's make our way towards the back. Fuel cap there. And there's the look at the roof rack. As we get to the back end, again, just a very tasteful design with the LED tail lamps. Nice look there. There's a look underneath the vehicle with the spare and the exhaust. Rear parking sensors are integrated in that bumper very nicely. And then this one has the first aid kit included here. Little storage back here, USB-C ports. And then we can lift all this stuff for that additional storage as well, if we so choose. Now, the cool thing about this Land Cruiser is with the iForce Max, you do get the 2400 watt inverter. So if you want to hook up your fridge and whatever, this will run pretty nicely. And with the hybrid, it kind of just tops the battery off. And you know, just like a normal hybrid setup, you're using more from the electric setup. So the more that you use, the more it'll have to cut the engine on. So and this pops open the glass if you just want to have that open for whatever reason. But as we come around to the rear passenger side, pretty easy to just grab this lever, fold it flat, or tumble it if you continue to hold. And then your top tethers are there. And then your anchors are Velcroed underneath there. But you can see that's the difference between the seat being up and then the seat being back. So several different settings in between there. But let's look at this window sticker. Y'all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything. About half the sticker's hanging off, but there's the fuel economy there. And then the sticker price is $61,668. And then our front passenger seat, surprise, we actually get the ability to pump the seat up and down. This one also being 6-way manual for the front passenger side. A lockable glove compartment here. Owner's manuals are in there. And then as we come back around to the front end, we're just gonna take a quick look in the engine bay. And there's that iForce Max setup there, that 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid engine. Well, let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. We can heat that if we so choose. There's the horn. Over here to the screen, you have the option to use the navigation subscription. You do get AM, FM, XM radio along with Bluetooth audio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. And then in here, you can go through your general settings, adjust your date and time there, and then your language or units of measurement in there. There's the backup camera. Hazards are down here. Dual zone automatic climate controls. We do get 3-stage heated front seats. Everything else pretty self-explanatory. And down here we have 3 USB-C charge ports. One of them you can actually use to hook up to the infotainment system, and the other 2 are just for charging. Now for your drive modes, you can go in here. Sport, normal, eco. You can adjust that with a knob here. And then you can also put into the electronically controlled transmission second. And then you also have the crawl mode as well. For the shifter, grab this button on the side, reverse, neutral, drive. You can come over here and manually shift. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down and disengage. You have an automatic brake hold there as well. Traction control toggle, and then center differential lock, rear differential lock. And with this being a 4-wheel drive vehicle, you're either in 4-wheel drive high, unless you need the low, then you can just push and adjust that there. Bottle holders here. Center console cubby space. know it's kind of hard to see in there, it's dark, but okay size, I think. And there's a look at the back seat from up here. Garage door transmitter in the rear view mirror. And there's our vanity mirror. But back to the steering wheel, left side stalk, blinkers, high beams, you can flash there. And then over here you have your automatic wipers, one time off, auto, low, high. We can adjust that auto sensitivity here, and then our rear wiper is here. And push back for that rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front. Now to the steering wheel itself, Bluetooth buttons here, volume can be adjusted here, and then voice recognition controls there. You can use these 4 arrows in this back button to go through the gauge cluster, and you have several different options depending on what menu you're in. So you can scroll through all of that, tire pressure monitors, traction monitors, pitch and roll. And then you can also adjust your safety sense system here if you so choose. But then you can also change the meter settings in here instead of having to go through the screen if you want to do that. But a lot to fool with here. And then to the right side, you can go through your track list or radio station presets. This mode button toggles the audio sources, and then all of this is part of that Safety Sense 3.0, so adaptive cruise control, lane centering, etc. Tow haul modes here, push button start. Finally, here is our key fob. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser iForce Max out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the Land Cruiser iForce Max here, pretty quick getting up to speed as I would expect. An interesting feel though, I feel like the shifts, and this is just in the normal mode, were rather harsh, just pulling out of that parking lot there. So we'll see how that does down the road. I let it warm up for a little bit, but it might not be all the way where it wants to be. But this also only has 10, 11 miles on it, so still not really broken in. I will say the ride quality here is not as rugged as I was expecting, which is, I guess, a good thing. But you can definitely tell it has some pull to it. And surprisingly pretty good sound acoustics in here as well. Now, with it being a Land Cruiser, just how these tend to drive, I do feel like I have very good control of the SUV, just coming around corners and things of that nature. And it's not the V8 that we're used to in the older Land Cruisers, but it still, again, has some pickup to it. And one other thing I feel like is kind of slept on here is this Land Cruiser, although it feels just as big from the driver's seat, it's definitely, let me take that back. It doesn't feel as big from the driver's seat, but it's still as capable. It's not a huge V8 gas guzzling SUV that we're used to. This thing gets better city mileage than the outgoing Land Cruiser got highway mileage, so just keep that in mind. Of course, we have an 8-speed automatic as opposed to that outgoing 6-speed. Reliability, we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, the older Land Cruisers have a history of, along with the Tundras, just going forever and just having to keep up with the maintenance, and just really easy to take care of. Now, these have a bit more moving parts, obviously, with a hybrid setup, having a turbocharged 4-cylinder, just all the extra electronics that go with this. But again, I do think it's just as capable, depending on what you're using the vehicle for. Now I'm gonna put it in the sport mode. I'm gonna give it a slight pull here since no one's behind me. So again, just giving it a little something. It's quick. Like most of these turbocharged vehicles, that's why the turbocharger is there, but still, it's a nice feel of boost there. Now with this, again, being a Land Cruiser, the actual driving dynamics, they still feel rugged, they still feel controlled, but this does not feel as big as the outgoing Land Cruiser. And you might even say the same thing about the new Tundra. Now, the new Tundra still has that girth to it. It still feels big, but the way that it drives, the way that it handles, feels more refined than the outgoing V8 Tundras. And obviously, Toyota went a totally different direction with dropping this Land Cruiser as opposed to what they did with the new Tundra, but you still have turbocharged, smaller engines as opposed to the big naturally aspirated V8s that were in the older ones. But one of the coolest things I think about the Land Cruiser, this one in particular with the iForce Max, is you get that big 2.4 kilowatt inverter system, so you can really use this for your camping needs if you want to. So I think it burns up, and I looked this up on Reddit, but it burns up about a gallon of gas an hour if you use that inverter to its capacity, which is really not bad. You use it more like a generator than anything. But again, just having that kind of almost solar system setup is really nice, where you're able to plug in a fridge, plug in a fan, something along those lines, as opposed to using just a regular inverter that you're used to having in your vehicle that runs off a 12 volt. And I mean, you can't even run a fan really, an AC compressor for that matter, without shorting the breaker there. I'm gonna try to give this thing a nice pull, put into sport mode, getting on the interstate. Here we go. So really good pickup there. So we'll put in an eco now, and let's test out the safety suite here. So we have the system going, the lane centering, adaptive cruise, all of that. And a pretty nice system overall. Now I want to give one more thanks to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this Land Cruiser today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to find the best price on something closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But this Land Cruiser here, it is, especially on the highway here, wind noise is just a tad intrusive. It is quite windy out, it's cold. But I mean, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing terrible. This is more of an off-road oriented vehicle again, so you don't expect it to have the sound acoustics of a Mercedes. But really liking all that you get in the package here. Having the Safety Sense 3.0, having the updated infotainment system, obviously, as opposed to the older Land Cruisers, your dual zone climate controls, and just still having something that feels like a Land Cruiser with your four-wheel drive, all of your drive modes, your differential locks, and it's still extremely off-road capable, even though it's in a different package. The older Land Cruisers, they felt so much more capable because they were so rugged. All of the parts were big and burly and all that. And this is just a different way of approaching the ultimate off-road experience. But then still being able to have something that's relatively practical for everyday usage. So, I mean, if you're in the market for something like this, you're gonna get it. And I feel like you won't be disappointed if you do end up going with this Land Cruiser, even though it doesn't have a V8 engine anymore. I mean, even in eco mode, this thing pulls very nicely. And with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser in the 1958 trim level.